Hello everybody, my name is Pavlo and I'm in charge of authentication migration in WMA. Today we discuss several things related to this migration. We will understand why, when, license aspects, what is it and how it works. I also have several demos for you, so let's get started. Let's figure it out why it's happening. The most important part here is that our application is relied on the old Adele library targeted to the Entra v1 APIs. So this library is deprecated now, and we need to migrate to the new version. A new version doesn't support service-based authentication for mobile clients anymore, and actually for a good reason. And the reason is security. I need to mention that the new approach, which is based on the user authentication, is more secure and more reliable and give us a lot of different options to configure it. Let's review when it should be done, and it should be done yesterday. So yes, you should start acting now. We have deadline up to the July 15th, and it's this midsummer. After that, the new release of WMA won't support the old Adele library anymore. So your warehouse will stop if you don't switch authentication approach. So please start acting now as soon as possible. And of course, we decided to highlight this huge breaking change with new major version update. So it will get a V3 name, and it's this version the old application won't work. I want to mention that nothing prevents you to start migration today. You have all tools and documentation and everything is available to you today. So please just do it. So let's quickly recap our licensing. So yes, we have a dynamic license depending on devices and also on the users and their amount. We have another license tier for the Enter ID, but I want to highlight that nothing changed related to the license. They are all the same, no difference. And I want to highlight don't mix authentication and licensing. So anyway, if you have some concerns about this, uh, please read our license guide. I put the link down below here so you can click and read. And of course, I'm going to share this PowerPoint desk with you all. Before we proceed further, I want to show you again a highly important screen that already in part of FNO. So we have so-called device workspace page. This page is dedicated for your mobile health. So here you can find everything about mobile and as well their license situation and other information related to the mobile client. So please check it out. As I promised, we also go through questions. What's the best authentication in general? What is device code? What's the difference between device code and the username and password? Before we started doing this, let's recap our authentication approach. So as you can see here, I dedicated this slide here to two devices. Device number one is a red and device two is a green. Each device has its own app registration. As we expect, that you also have very similar setup and IP registration for each your device. As you can see here, it uses secret or certificate to connect to FNO backend. And if the authentication is okay, app worker will see worker login screen. Now I want to show what has actually changed here. And we have two main scenarios. The first scenario, the application immediately starts to request enter login screen to get authentication with FNO. Then worker or maybe support team need to enter credential for the enter user to activate device. Then app needs to get worker and it can be done with the worker login screen. This is absolutely the same as it works now. The second scenario, it can skip the worker login screen and get worker metadata from Entra user. We will review these two scenarios more deeply on the next slides. Before we continue, I want to show all types of login screen what WMA has inside. So on the left side, you see screens related to the Enter authentication, and on the right side is typical worker login. Let's recap again what I said so far. So we have a dedicated Enter user and dedicated worker ID. In this case, you have two login screens. and we recommend to use device called login screen as a best fit for this scenario. Other option, we also can combine enter user and worker, and the worker will see only the login screen, and we recommend to use username and password approach here. In addition to the previous screen, we have a more sophisticated approach, where you can use Microsoft Authenticator app or Intune company portal to share a user with WMA. So actually WMA will get enter user from these apps. And in this scenario, you don't need to enter neither username nor password manually to WMA. If all what I said before was very cumbersome, I also build a decision tree which help you to go through the all possible scenario and choose what best fits to your need. Please look to this chart. I frequently get such questions from our partners, so let's review this slide together. How many Entra users do I need? And answer is it depends. It depends on your risk tolerance. It depends what Entra feature do you want to use. Does covers with your Entra license and etc. Overall, we recommend use one dedicated Entra user for each device. Of course, you can say it's a huge maintenance issue, or your Entra configuration or license doesn't allow you to create as many users as you need. Whatever reason is, you can use the following approach: one for all and cluster it. Okay, one for all, it's when you have only one Entra user for each your device, but it's pretty risky approach. You can imagine situation when one of your device has been stolen or compromised. What should you do? You should block the user, right? And its result, you block the whole warehouse, and it's not good. Another way, it's let's review the strategy in the middle, so-called clustered. This one is slightly better if compared with the one for all. So we can imagine as we have an Entra user per 10 devices, and let's call them the blue devices. The same for the green and for the red. If we need to block it, we just block the relatively small number of devices. It's slightly better than the one for all approach, but still we recommend go with dedicated. So far so good. As we went through the basics, let's see how the device code actually looks like and how it works. This is a very interesting authentication method, very similar what you use to activate your Netflix account on your TV. And you don't need have a keyboard because you do this remotely from another device. So I have a very short video here, and you can see the on this slide two devices. One of them on the left is Android phone and another one is a browser on a different computer. So what you need to understand here is that we have two different physical devices and you authenticate them remotely. So let's watch the video. So as you can see, I'm pressing connect button, and connect button open me screen with the code. On the right side, worker or maybe support team, maybe manager enter this simple code and select the user, click continue, and now it's magic happen, and you see device was authenticated remotely. You can ask me, why do I need to use device code? So device code has the two main scenarios: is remote authentication, so-called call to the port, or of course the small screen. So let's stop our attention to remote authentication approach. What does it mean? So worker can easily call to support or management and provide simple code, and his manager or support can remotely authenticate them without providing any sensitive information to the worker. And it does not require your worker be tech savvy. Another scenario is a small screen, of course. And it's obvious that enter username and password much comfy on a bigger screen, right? Okay, so now we learned what is device code. So let's take a moment to talk about our username and password. It's exactly what you expect. It's typical screen where you need to enter email and password. I want to highlight here that we also have the helper screen where user can enter only username without domain. So it doesn't require to him enter a huge long username like email. So it's very simplifying entering credentials. Also, on this slide, I added a small screenshot of connection JSON where you can see how to make it possible to use the helper screen. You just need to provide your domain beforehand as a part of your configuration within JSON or maybe in UI. I just have a very small remark about single sign-on. To use SSO, you need to have either Microsoft Authentication app or Intune company portal. So WMAC gets credentials from these broker apps, and usually you will see the consent screen as similar to this slide on the left side of it. And it's one-time operation. You just select your username and on the screen, and you're good to go. Also, I previously mentioned before that you can bind enter user with a worker ID. And for this purpose, we have a new setting, so-called default user, on a worker page. So you can simply put check mark on default user checkbox, and the application will take this worker automatically when user logged in with the respective enter user. So here are two videos. One, the first video presents how it works and what the user will see, and another one on the right side presents how you can set up the binding. And as usual, I want to provide a link where you can find and read our documentation on Microsoft Learn. So let's start from the worker experience. So worker click connect button, enter his uh, log a username, but you can see he did it and put the whole email, but we don't need it anymore, so we can delete domain. Click next. We need to select the user, put the password, and we do not expect login screen, a worker login screen, and we don't see it. So this is how it works. And also this another video how we can set up it. So we will create a new employee. Let's call it Adele. So we enter first name, last name. We select date and click hire now. So then we switch to the system user grid. We will create user ID. Okay. Then we enter email, and this is email should be the same. And now we select our person, and person is related to the employee what we created before. Of course, we need to add a mobile device user role. So let's search for this one. We select this role here. Then we switch to worker grid. We will find our employee. Here we go. Select our employee. Then we need to create a new user. Let's call it user 1. Select the default warehouse, main menu, and of course this is our check mark. Save it, enter password again, and that's it. So here we will start a deep dive on how to create app registration. So I have a 2 minutes demo how to set up an app, enter app registration by yourself. So I prepared the video and let's look on this. So we open portalazure.com, search, not search, yeah, we open app registration, create new app registration. Let's call it WMA, register it. Then we need to enter several values on authentication tab. Yes, we need to enable mobile and desktop overflow. We also need to add platforms to support our mobile devices, so we can find all of these values in our documentation on Microsoft Learn. I'm just taking them from the Microsoft Learn and copy here and insert here, and the same for Windows. Yeah, for Windows, the last one for Windows. Again, all the data, all these values available in Microsoft Learn. Then we go and provide permission to FNO. For this purpose, we need to select dynamic ERP, delegated permission, and custom service full access. Here we go. Now we need to switch to enterprise application. On this page, we need to set up properties. We need to enable assignment required. And also assign our user. And we select Adele. Okay, assign. And that's it. If you find creating your own app registration to be cumbersome or difficult, or you don't want to spend your time to maintaining it, you can use cloud notification. You just need to open edit connection page and tap the cloud drop-down list where you can see where you can select the cloud notification. It will support Azure Global, China, and government clouds. If you want to have your own configuration, you have a manual option as well here. Just a few words about on-prem. Yes, on-prem is supported, and the setup is similar to creation of the app registration, what you uh, uh, seen before. And as always, we have a documentation about this topic, so please use the link here. The last thing that I want to mention is a mass deployment. So I also prepare the demo on what you need to do and how you can set up Intune. So let's get started. This is an Intune Admin Center. We select Android app. We'll add a new Android app. Select Manage Google Play Store app. Now we need to connect our Intune with Google Play. For this purpose, on another browser window, I enter my my Google Play account. It's simple like that. After this, I need to repeat this exercise again, and here we go. Now we can search inside Google Play. So let's type Microsoft Warehouse, and select the app. Click the sync button. We need to refresh the page. Okay, here we go. We have an application here. Nice. So now we need to assign our app to the users. So we do assignment. For the demo purpose, I assign it to all users and all devices. Okay, and click save. Save. Then I need to repeat the same exercise for Windows. So I click Add button, select Microsoft Store App New, select Warehouse Management. Yep. Select. Click Select button. Then we click Next. I need to select Assignment, Create. So now we create the app. Now we need to do the same exercise for iOS. We'll create a new app. Select iOS Store App. Okay. Select Microsoft Warehouse Man. Okay, it's fine like this. Select. Click Next. Next. Okay, we assign user, create. Now we need to set up configuration. We want to deliver our connection JSON to our device. For this purpose, we need create a new configuration policy for Android Enterprise. Select for all types and select our application here. Click Next. Now you can see we can see this configuration JSON configuration key. So I'm copying configuration JSON what I have. Just insert here, and I'm clicking Next button. Okay. I make assignments for all user again. You can see this is our connection JSON. Then I repeat the same exercise for iOS as well. I select Warehouse Management application. We can on iOS is slightly different. We need to also put the configuration key. We know it. We can enter the string. We put our connection JSON here as a configuration value. Okay. We click in Save. I click Next. Sorry. We assign to all users. Clicking Next. Create. And we done for iOS. You can see now we have two apps, and we need to do this for Windows. For Windows, it's slightly different. We need to create a new policy for Windows 10, and it should be template policy. We need to select selecting custom. Select custom policy. Provide some meaningful name here. Okay. Add a new configuration here. So let's put our name, connections JSON. All of this value and the example of this is available on our documentation. So you can simplify it on Microsoft Learn. All these values is available to you. So only what you need to have is your own configuration connection JSON. We proceed clicking next, 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 next. Okay, here we go. We have deployed app and configuration to all devices. This is a brand new Windows machine what I set up recently. What I'm doing now, I am installing Intune Company Portal app. I just open Windows Microsoft Store, search for Company Portal. Okay, it's opening. I click Get. It starts downloading. It's downloading. Should be fast, I hope. Yeah, it's fast. Okay, installing. Now we can open it. And now we need to enter our user. In our case, it's Adele. So let me copy this. Okay, sort. So what I'm doing now, I'm enrolling my Windows machine. It's not too related to the WMA for now. It's just a typical enrollment of device. So we just need to wait for a few moments, and we're good. So we're clicking done. We're waiting for some time. Okay. I also need to enter my credentials once again. Click connect here. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we need to enter our password. We copy password, and I'm inserting password. And yes, it takes a while. So okay, got it. We good. So we fully enrolled our device. We click next, and we done. Actually, we can close this app, but to speed up, I go to the settings and click sync button, and it's forced to get the latest and greatest configuration from Intune. Then I click start menu. I can see WMA. WMA already have a connection. I click it connect. I use a broker authentication, so I use Company Intune portal as a broker. And you can see I'm logged in without entering neither username nor password. So that's it. Thank you for your attention. Before we switch to Q&A, I want to highlight that we have a survey, and it's not a simple survey, it's a learning material that will help you to understand the topic better, and of course, for me, how to improve the overall migration experience. Thank you and have a good day.